Nigerian exchange says it's considering the possibility of extending its trading hours beyond the current 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. session to a longer 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. window. The NGX Chief Executive Officer, Jude Chiemeka, hinted at the plan during a meeting with market operators on Tuesday. Speaking on the matter, Chiemeka said, quote, "This engagement is the first and will certainly be coming back to this ecosystem in line with the aspiration of extending our trading hours," end of quote. The move would also bring the NGX more in line with global trends. For instance, Johannesburg Stock Exchange is considering 24-hour trading, while the London Stock Exchange runs for 8.5 hours each day. Muktar Mohammed, the CEO of Finance with Muktar, is live in the studios with me. It's our first time face-to-face in the new year.
It's fun.
First of all, in the new year. It's good to see you here. I didn't have my closing bell here, but I just wanted to ring the bell at 2:30 and ring the bell at 5 o'clock. What's the desire? What's the ambition here from the NGX?
I think
Why?
It's global best practice, like your report said there. If you look at what they are trying to do by global best practice, and again, if you want to make the NGS a global platform like what they are doing, if you are in the diaspora, a lot of Nigerians in the diaspora are getting excited about the market. They want to see what's happening. If you're in the United States, by the time you wake up, the market is almost closing. So you may have to wake up the odd hours. So this will give them more time, especially foreign investors. You have a lot of time. So even when you wake up, you still have about four hours or 3 hours before the closing bell. I think for me it's good, but it will come with its own challenges. But again, I think it's high time. If we are one of the best performing exchange in the world, then we must be doing those things that the best performance will
do we have what it takes to do 5 p.m.? I mean, in terms of the momentum, the number of stocks, the liquidity on the market. Do we have it to sustain it? If you look at the New York Stock Exchange, for example, the GSE, thousands of stocks are listed. So you could trade big cap, small caps, all through. Do you think we have that portfolio, the basket?
That's why I said I think it depends on what they are trying. If you look at what they are planning to do, I think they are trying to attract more trading from the diaspora. That's the only way I can see it as it stands now, because we will not attract those liquidity if we continue to do 10 to 2 o'clock. I don't think we are trying. We want to dip in the market. Remember, we are expecting big players to come to the market anytime soon.
Some new listings.
You're hinting at big new listing, like the Dangote refinery,
and the petrochemical,
the NNPC, PLC. I mean, all these are big players, and a lot of it with Excite Global. I think what we are trying to do is to prepare ourselves for it, and I think it's a good move. But you brought from a major challenge, which is liquidity. Then the brokers will also have their challenges also, which will have to do with increased costs in terms of your closing by 5, and then you have to do the backside end, upload and all that. So
and that takes into because the business hours is 9 to 5.
9 to 5. So, but that again will come. You are not closing by 4. You are closing
because
by 5.
Your research department, your brokers, you have to show that the trading engine, get your daily report to media houses such as ourselves and all of that.
So it's going to be more work for them. But again, that also could now the NGS looked at attracting more fees for investors, because again that would mean more overhead costs for the stockbroking houses, especially when you look at the cost of powering your house. And
a bit more cost to the NGX as well, because the trading engine will have to stay on beyond 2:30.
Exactly.
Until 5.
It will also come to them, but again, they are a larger trading house. They are a larger house.
Anyway,
for a smaller brokerage firm, that means you increase your intake of diesel.
But because investors want to trade. But I got the angle you're coming from. And this could be a feedback from the diaspora, as it were, in terms of the timing.
The timing.
When you look at the morning hours, 5 p.m. Nigerian time, 12 o'clock in Washington, New York, for example.
Exactly.
If you go far to the East Coast, it's way back.
Way back.
So timing is something.
Key. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what they're looking at.
But maybe I'm wrong. Perhaps if we expand the trading hours to 5 o'clock, there could be more liquidity coming
exactly.
in.
I
believe from the USD.
I believe that also from the USD, and even from local retail investors also right here in Nigeria. That will give them more hours also to begin to watch the market and do their trading. Sometimes what you see in the market, you see that from 10:30 to about 1 p.m., you don't see so much of trading activity. Everybody's trying to gauge the market, looking at what will happen. Then within 1 hour, 30 minutes, you are trying to make sure that you finish all your transactions.
Before closing.
Before closing. But this will give them room for more research, looking at the trend of the market, taking position, traders, retailers, investors. I think at the long run,
so for those of us who are journalists and those of you who are research analysts and others, so you're talking about the morning market, the afternoon market, and the late trade. And so that's what this will technically bring up.
That might mean you miss moving your market show to maybe like 8 p.m.
I don't know. It's gonna cost me. It's gonna cost me. But of course, hold on a second. We could have a whole lot some good news. But if this will bring more investors into the market, I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it will bring more investors.
I think it's a good consideration. Do you think? Let's talk about the unclaimed dividends. By the way, 242 billion at the end of June. What's the issue here?
Oh, I think that's one issue that is really bothering me because, again, you look at the unclaimed dividend. Remember the 2022 Financial Act that was passed in by the President Buhari administration at that time?
Yes.
Where they said that unclaimed dividend will be put in an account.
Yeah,
whereby
the trust fund.
A trust fund where
every 6 years.
Every six years, then investors, investors will have to access it through those stuff and they will invest it for them. But it was not really clear. Now, my challenge is this now.
It was also challenged.
Yes, it was challenged, and that we seems to have
stepped back on it a little bit. Yes.
But we of recent, a lot of investors go to the registrars to get their unclaimed dividend, and you get there, they are owing for 12 years unclaimed or 10 years. They tell you that, oh, we can only pay you 4 years. 6 years have been collected by Security and Exchange Commission. And there's a law that governs that, which is fine. But how do I claim it? There's no modality from the Security and Exchange Commission on how you can reclaim those your dividend because they are legally yours, your own money.
Yes.
So before now,
just put it 6 years, 6 of it in the trust fund, and you give me 4 years out of 10.
No. You have 10.
Yes.
You give me 4 years and you take 6 years into a trust fund
that
I don't even have the means to access. I need my money.
And that's where the issue is.
That's where the issue is. Before now, with the registrar, you go there, you present all your means of identification, signature placement, bank details. Sometimes they will even ask you to get a banker's confirmation. You access those funds. Yes. But in this case now, there is no modality on how to access those funds. How do I access my fund? You've collected my fund.
The one that have fallen under the trust fund.
Under the trust fund, Security and Exchange Commission.
Yes.
There's no platform. There's no how for them. Because again, as an investor, you don't tell me what to invest my money on. And if I want my money today, you ought to give it to me because it's my money.
Do you think we need the registrars, the SEC and others need a bit more of public enlightenment to say, Bolson, you've got this unclaimed dividend. I am not sure I have, but unclaimed dividend.
I thought like that too.
Okay, so I'm going to use Muktar. Muktar Mohammed, you got 5 years. It's going to be 1 month or 3 months before it elapses. 90 days, 60 days more, you've got to clear this. Maybe that will help.
Yeah, and that will help, but again, you remember SEX
before the window closes.
Yes, SEX has also actually given one, they have a site there whereby you slot in your name, you see all your unclaimed dividends. A lot of people have been using that to claim their dividends before now. So you wouldn't say that but they've not given, like you said, enlightenment to say,
yes.
No, after we are going to implement this law now, so we are giving 2 months, 3 months.
Or the law is going to catch up with you.
Then if it's catch up with you, even if the law catch up with me, I'm still saying it's my money. Yes. The law has caught up with me. How do I now get back my money? If you're investing it, in this 6 years you are investing, what is the return? Who gets that return? Do we share the profit or does it belong to me? If I come in today, I want it. Will you give it back to me with a percentage loss based on the investment? There must be clarity. You can't, because government has already collected their tax from those money.
I agree.
So they need to do something fast because again, that also will not help investors' confidence. You are having foreign investors, you are having investors want to come to your market. They look for one thing. Investors look for 2 things when they want to come to your market. They look for integrity of your market, which transfers to transparency, and also they look make sure that there is transparency and integrity and corporate governance. And part of corporate governance is to be able to claim my dividend that has been promised me by the company. So the Security and Exchange Commission, the Nigerians Exchange Group, and also the CSCS registrars must come together and find a way out of this. Yeah, before now, when those dividends are there, like I said, if you get to 10 years after, they tell you to go to the companies. And when you write the letters to the company, you actually get back those money. But now you are saying you are collecting it. There's no more that. If you have the registrars that, okay, How do I claim my dividend? They are at the loss. They said, we are waiting for SEC to tell us the modality. They don't have the modality.
We are going to ask the SEC. We're going to ask the SEC. I am going to ask the SEC. Let me take it personal. So you've made money so far this year, 38% year-to-date index. Now you're smiling. Nearly 40%. Inflation is about 20%.
Yeah.
So you are home with about almost 20% as at yesterday.
And that's depend on the equity you are in. Some equity have made over 100%. So we are looking at the basic average of the market.
No wonder I haven't seen you for most of the year. You've been making money.
You definitely have to make money.
You haven't even had time to come to the studio.
You need to know where we are coming from. We've come from we're not making money 4 years of Buhari administration. Then President Tinubu came in and came up with just two policies that tend to tick the market, the removal of subsidy and the floating of the naira.
You think the central bank seem to have been at the back end of this whole market rally, isn't it? Because the whole financial markets rejigging the central banking in terms of easing foreign exchange and all of that.
But that depends on which side you were. If you're in the banking stock when the central bank float the currency, you were excited. But if you're in the manufacturing side, the consumer side, the telecommunications side, you were not smiling until this year, and you are not yet smiling to the bank yet.
Palm oil business,
yes,
agro
allied,
Boa
food and others. This seems to be smiling. Even the Boa foods declare losses at the time we have these FX challenges. So financial sector were a larger driver in terms of capital appreciation, dividend payout, but now we are not seeing that trickle down to other sectors of the market because...
Hold on a second. The banking sector consolidation is just a few months, 6 months or less now, but is this still a good pick at this point?
It's a good pick. I'll be surprised if any bank will not meet up. I will be very, very surprised because I know if there's one thing that we have going for us is the Nigerian banking space. Seems to be one of the good news that we can take to any part of the world.
In this country.
In this country, economically.
I give it to the banks.
Yeah, so
with all the downsides.
I think
they're the shining boys.
A lot of investors are looking forward to want to invest in the banking sector. Both foreign investors, portfolio investors, they are really looking. All you just need to look at the listing of GTCO in the London Stock Exchange. You saw how that boss and
Access
Bank and all that,
and the rest of them, Fidelity, UBA.
Yes. So we are waiting. We could say that for the big five, for the full gas, then we will only have two that have seems to claim, or maybe we'll add GTCO into it. We have the Zenith Bank, we have Access Bank.
They're all going to pass, don't worry.
They're all going to pass. That's what I'm saying.
6 months.
Even all the banks, I think it will surprise me if no bank passes. Because if you look at some bank, Globus Bank, I was made to understand that Providus Bank that has not been listed has also passed that. Jais Bank also have passed that.
So, and you had the Union Trust and the Titan.
Yeah, deal. FCMB is coming out with a right or a public offer, twin offer. Sterling Bank came out with theirs yesterday. Fidelity Bank came out with theirs. They're filling up. They were oversubscribed. So I for one does not fear anything about those.
Do you think the industrial goods sector is still good considering our infrastructure space? I can hold that long term.
It depends. But again, when you look at the industrial goods sector and you look at those sectors and you look at the cement, concentrate on the cement, and you look at the new road network that we do these days, which is using cement to make sure it lasts, then you could say that, okay, good. But again, they come up with their own challenges. We might be out of the FS. We might be looking that we're having stability, but you know that the current stability in FSA is fragile, either because we have increased in terms of oil, or today we are getting to know that, again, our output has even come down.
What we're going to do is to pour cement so that the fragile becomes solid.
Hopefully that will. You have to comment the CBN.
We're going to pour cement. I think that's what Cardoso is doing. Pouring cement.
Look, let me. We have stayed here to criticize Cardoso on some of his policy, but for now, I think there seems to be putting in the work, and we are beginning to see the foundation.
Okay, we are beginning to see some thank you to Cardoso. Looking straight at the camera.
Yes, of course. Thank you
Cardoso,
but still more work to do. That fragility is still
there. The word for hard work is more hard work.
More hard work.
All right.
Let the rate come down. Let them cut rate in their next MPC meeting.
You got to sneak that in. It's going to be next week. Thank you so much, Muktar Mohammed.